everybody. Welcome to Tusk Talk with Ty live show. I am
the king is back.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, been gone a whole week. Other than the appearance that I made on the call-in show after the loss, which, by the way, I only remember about half of what I said. I don't think
awesome. You were smashy pants, bro.
Dude, I remember being pretty buzzed. I remember that, which is what you're supposed to do on these trips. We went to the Bahamas. We were there. Don't ask me all the places we stopped, but it was a lot of fun. Caught a little bit of sun, but not a whole lot. You can't tell.
Not with that bright ass light you got on.
Man, I'm telling you, one day I'm gonna. I even backed it off, and I've got it elevated and backed off, and it's still just too bright.
When I move, I'm just gonna give you my light.
Hey man, I'm all about it. Heartbroken Hog, what up, Ty? Good to have you back, safe and sound. Appreciate that, man. Hey, make sure you guys do me a favor. First off, like, share, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Check out all the links provided for you down below. Shout out to the sponsors: Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes.
We are knocking on 1,000 reviews door too, man.
Did you get to 1,000?
We're almost, I think, let me look. Dude, we're really, really, really close.
Oh my gosh. You're like 95% of the way there.
956.
Right? Oh, okay. So you're getting there.
Yep. Almost.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Free estimates. Just give them a call. 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Hey, how's your bracket looking?
Destroyed. My bracket is I had Arkansas winning it all. Come on, man. You know me.
Oh Lord.
I only made one bracket this year. I don't know why. I made one and I was like, yeah, that's it. My wife had two of them. She was in I think she was 80% for a while, but then a couple of the upsets happened. Shout out Cameron Gray. That sucks. Yeah, there's tornadoes everywhere around me besides where I'm at. Holy crap, dude. It's getting real out there.
The Northeast Arkansas, it's apparently Central Arkansas all the way up Northeast. I listen, I'll just say this: if Zachary Hall is in your area and there's bad weather, you might want to stick close to your phone, have your alerts turned on and everything. Shout out to Zach. The Arkansas weather is best of the business, man. We keep saying when he comes up in the area in Springdale, we're going to go have lunch, and we need to do that. I'd like to meet him in person. Seems like a really cool guy.
That'd be cool. He's a good follow on Twitter too.
He is. It's just him doing different reviews.
He's saying, I wish, bro, Google would fry me. I'd be at like 5,000 by now if I could do that. But
yeah, hey, I got one. Man. I got one.
You do, yeah.
DC Kyle says he's got Florida winning it all, which could very well happen.
My wife does also.
It's, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I did say at the beginning of the year, Florida will be a team to watch. I think I had them in my top 3 in the SEC. I may have switched. I don't remember, but I've been pretty big on Florida, but I really thought I still think Duke's going to win it all. And that's what I have on my bracket.
Dude, I got pissed at Florida when they weren't just spanking Texas Tech.
I know. I
was like, dude, we need this. What are you doing?
So a buddy of mine on the cruise, of course, listen, I'm going to tell you guys this. This is my 3rd Carnival cruise. I've taken off from New Orleans and now twice from Galveston. And I have never in my life seen so many Arkansas Razorback fans on a boat before, ever. I mean, just wild. It was like living or being on a floating Branson, Missouri boat.
That sounds kind of awesome.
I mean, because all the things you can do there, and then all the Arkansas. When you're in Branson, that's like little Arkansas. Yeah. Of course, it helps that they're right across the border. Like, I get it, it's close, but that's a pretty big. It's a big deal in the state of Missouri. A lot of tax revenue there. A lot of Arkansans spending their hard-earned money in Missouri, right? But hog plates everywhere, and that's the same thing with this. But there are hog shirts, I don't know how many of the the Hawaiian shirts with the Razorbacks that I saw.
The must
So
shirts.
many. And yeah, it actually felt it's better when you're surrounded by like-minded people, But
So it was
I
a
did
big boat full of sad people then.
well, yeah.
Or
After
pissed
that
drunk.
after that Texas Tech game, yeah, that was. But I'll tell you, when they advanced, when they beat St. John's, that boat went wild, dude. Like, it was nuts. We were all on the casino floor. I posted the video, and
Yeah, how they get a casino on a boat? I've never been on a cruise, but I was like, is that a casino? That looked legit. So it's like a full out casino.
It's full on casino, yeah. But that whole casino just went like nobody was gambling. Everyone, even non-Arkansas fans, just crowded up to the bar. So I was, of course, that's where if you watch the video, that's where everyone was watching the game at. But my buddy JR is in the video. He's actually the first guy you see when I'm panning from the left to the right. He's the first guy you see. My buddy JR, shout out to him. But yeah, it was wild, man, and it was depressing, and it sucked too because the Elite Eight, when they showed Texas Tech in Florida, they didn't just put it on in the bar; they put it on in the main boat area with the giant projection screen.
No, that's cool.
And we were all like, "Why couldn't you have done that for the Sweet 16?"
Yeah.
What the hell?
You ever been to Kansas City?
I've never been to Kansas City.
There's a thing downtown called Power and Light District. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah?
I watched the Final Four there. The year we beat Gonzaga.
Oh, wow.
They have a gigantic screen made of LED TVs outside, and I watched Kansas win the national championship in the Power and Light District. It was sweet.
Oh, cool. I've always wanted to go. I want to go for two things: barbecue and IKEA.
Never been to IKEA, but the barbecue is legit. There's a place called Slaps Barbecue. Shout out Slaps Barbecue.
Slaps Barbecue
business, bro.
They got a number of places, and I've heard the crappier. This is just the universal truth for barbecue.
You got to find a hole in the walls.
Hole in the wall, crappy, rundown.
That's how Slaps is. Yep. The line was a block long. We brought beers.
Yeah. That sounds like my kind of establishment. Don't get me wrong. Like Wright's Barbecue, fine establishment, nice. You go in there, the barbecue is lit. Like that is great barbecue. But for some reason, the crappier the building, if it looks like it's falling apart, if it looks like it's about to be condemned by the city, the barbecue is just going to be lit. It's going to be fire. So
Wright's is kind of like that though. Like Wright's, the original build. Okay, they've modified it over the years, but that's an old school building, man. If you go into Wright's, the one in Johnson. Yeah. You walk on that floor is like they're starting to modify to make it look better. But
it started as like a food truck.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it was it was just right there in that same spot in Johnson. And I can remember a long time ago people talking about that place. And then they built the sitting area or whatever, and then they just kept building and expanding, and then I guess they moved further down the street. I don't know. Maybe
apparently they have one in Bentonville, and they have one in Little Rock, Rogers now, and Little Rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is all one seeds in the Final Four: Duke, Houston, Florida, Auburn. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that. I really do,
dude. Yeah, that sucks.
I'd almost rather like someone like Gonzaga, or I hate to say it, but like a Purdue. An 8 or a lower seed. Of course, Purdue's a 4 seed, but would love to have seen Maryland get past Florida,
or like a 10 seed.
Well, yeah, would love to have seen Arkansas.
You know what? I would have. Sorry, I got to jump on this. It just my brain sparked it. I would love to see how Arkansas played against Florida that day. That they played Texas Tech. If we'd have got that game out of Florida, I don't know how that would have went. I know we're going if shoulda, woulda, coulda, but. Man, that Florida was kind of a letdown.
Yeah. Well, I feel just as confident as I did before on my Duke pick. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. Arkansas and Texas Tech was, you heard my response on the call in. It was weird because Texas Tech was missing their third leading scorer that night, and Arkansas had a big lead, 16-point lead, whatever it was. Keep in mind, I was buzzing pretty good watching that game.
You were still spitting though. You were spitting the facts, man.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you were.
Well, I have to tip my cap. I do think Texas Tech, and I know this is going to piss some people off. I do think they were overall. Arkansas was like the better team for 75-80% of that game. Until, the final, however many minutes, they chipped away at that lead, and it just kind of fell apart. But we got to keep in mind they were missing, a big piece on the offensive end of the floor for them, and they still found a way to fight back and win it. All the respect in the world for Texas Tech. People are complaining about the officiating. Again, I was watching it on my buddy's phone, and it's this big, so it's really hard to tell what
officiating definitely didn't lose us that game. I mean, the goaltending was terrible on TB, but other than that,
I do remember that
they would not miss.
And
it was just like, whatever. But I let out an audible scream in my living room, like I had just got lost a video game. That's how sheetrock repairmen get jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm confident the whole way through, even overtime. I didn't feel great about it because Arkansas in overtime, just not our thing. We're just not good at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'll be fine. We got Cal. We'll be fine.
Well, DJ Wagner taking 15 minutes to figure out what he wants to do. They didn't burn a time. Anyways,
and Cal not fouling up 3. Come on, dude. Tell him to foul.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that, listen, we already knew. I love it when Kentucky fans are, oh, we told you. Sons of bitches, we knew that already. You're not telling us stuff we didn't already know. We just thought we would get a different outcome, and guess what? We did. We got a different outcome. Arkansas got a different outcome than what you kept telling us was going to happen. By the way, when Arkansas started off 1-6 in conference play, everyone was down on them. Me, most of my Discord, most everyone else that covers the Razorbacks and all the way to the national media said there's no way they're going to bounce back. Kentucky fans, what were they doing the whole time? We told you. And again, they moved the goalpost because it was never that. It was, you're going to make it to the tournament, but you're going to be one and done. They were wrong about that.
Yeah. Guess what? We're all sitting on the couch together.
Yeah. I mean, we both teams lost in the Sweet 16. So yeah, I view this year, and we're about to get into the questions on recruiting, by the way. I know you guys are asking. Keep in mind, the transfer portal is moving 100,000 miles an hour, but for Arkansas, it's not as far as getting commitments, but we'll get to that in a minute. But my final take on the year, and I'm going to sum it up quick. It was a successful season. And I don't even mean from you started 1-6 and that's what you mean, right? No. Overall, even though I said this, Blake Lovell, I had him on from Southeastern 16. Courtney Mims, I'm pretty sure, said the same thing. Mason Cho. Anyone that you talk to, when you looked at that roster and the people I had on this show, we all said, this is a legit distance tournament team, even with the 9 scholarship or the 9 quality scholarship players. It's a successful season. Even the 1-6 start and not making it to the Final Four, it's still a successful season. And anytime you get to the Sweet 16, that's a big deal. That's one of the hardest things to do in sports is advance in March Madness into April. It's hard to do. I don't know which is harder, this or Omaha. I think I would probably argue Omaha, but just simply because of the amount of games. But I don't know. Just really quick, would you view it as a success? What verb or what would you say to describe this season? Was it a success? Maybe a little bit disappointing because of how good this roster really was. Give me.
I think the season certainly could have gotten worse. Or it could have went way worse. I'm content with the way the season went. Sure, we had an Elite 8 within our fingertips, but yeah, Sweet 16 for the way it started, for him to not lose the whole team is a pretty big deal, and for the team, you know what I mean, for them to not let go of the rope. Because they could have and just been like, you know what, screw it, let's go NIT or let's just not tournament at all or whatever.
Yeah.
I would say first year, the amount of time he had to throw the roster together, he did bring some guys with him, but there was some guys that he wanted to bring with him that didn't come also, which we're probably going to talk about one of them tonight, Jayden Quaintance, because he hit the portal today.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we beat Kentucky in Rupp. I'm going to be honest, that was my whole season. I told you earlier this year, I was like, look, man, if we beat Kentucky and Rupp, I'm cool. Because that we needed that game as a fan base because that reignited everything. And people were like, oh, shit, that's what I'm talking about, you know. But and also for that game to project, them to actually into a good season and into the tournament They figured out a lot of games they probably shouldn't have, including that Mississippi State game. The very last, like one of our last regular season game. That game was close, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, we almost didn't win that.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought he would get a little further in the SEC tournament because he tends to win those quite a bit.
He does. He's got a insane, actually, I don't know what he is compared to other SEC coaches in the history of that tournament, but he's got to be up there.
He's pretty up there, man. Yeah, I thought we would get at least one more round in that, but I don't really care about the tournament, the SEC tournament per se. But dude, if Muss would have never left and got to another Sweet 16, we'd be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this year. As close as we were to an Elite Eight. I'm excited to see what he can do. Transplanted Texan. You know, Kentucky was my Super Bowl. I don't know if it was ours, but it was one of the things I had circled.
You know what? What I'm reminded of with that game, or what stands out. Cal is usually pretty calm, anyways, but there was a certain it's like he knew he was going to walk into Rupp Arena and win that game.
Because he walked back into his house.
I guess so.
I mean,
I was so.
I don't know if you watched the behind the scenes, but him, Adu, and someone else kept thinking they were losing because they were looking at Kentucky's score.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he probably knew how comfortable they'd be there. I like your hat. Yeah.
I got a boy band haircut. No,
what is my haircut then? I don't know what my haircut is.
This is my usual before I let my hair grow out. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you too on the Kentucky part. Like, had Arkansas missed the tournament, that at least would have, I don't know, made you feel a little bit. I mean, you don't want to miss the tournament, but
if we'd have missed the tournament and beat Kentucky and Rupp, I still would have been okay.
I don't know that it would have been okay, but I would at least have that one, like, at least we beat those sons of bitches, you know? At least they lost to a team at home that didn't even make the tournament, and we can hold that over their head. But instead, the better outcome happened. The better outcome happened. Arkansas got the dub, and both teams were eliminated in the Sweet 16.
Yep. It was perfect. It was the perfect year for us because there's two reasons. Number one, we beat them at their house. As far as from talking BS, right?
Mm-hmm.
To versus Kentucky fans and stuff. We beat them in their house. We made it to the exact same place in the tournament they did, except ours was a last second overtime loss. They got trampled.
Yeah.
You know? I hope I'm not mixing that game up. Yeah, they got whooped, right?
Wait, sorry, I got a really funny tweet. I got to share this.
Who did Kentucky play? Hey, Peanut will know. Peanut. What is it? Peanut. How do you say it? Peanut Butter Posse. There it is.
Peanut Butter Posse, yeah.
Okay. Hey, who did you guys play in? Was it Tennessee? Yes, it was Tennessee. Right? Damn.
Yeah. No, they lost to Tennessee.
Did they whoop their ass or did they barely lose?
What was the score?
I thought they lost big for some reason.
It was
I gotta look it up now.
78-65.
Yeah, y'all got your ass whooped.
Yeah. See, I think Tennessee led most of that game. We got to watch some of that on the boat.
Nice.
We got to watch. I gotta share this tweet. Hold on. They changed some things here. Look at this.
What is that?
Bum ass show. Just got some obese guy sitting behind a mic smelling like ass and dookie.
Wow. That guy's pissed, man.
Hey,
dude, I didn't tell you last week. Me and Tim got on here and somebody got on and commented and said, "Oh, it's you two. No thanks."
Oh, no.
I was like, sweet, dude. Appreciate it.
Way to go. I'm going to like these tweets.
I'm going to go like them too. It's like, dude, if it sucks, just turn it off. It's fine, bro.
Yeah. Marcus Murdoch. Ty, cool, bro. I appreciate that, Marcus Murdoch. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty funny. That's good.
He follows me too. What a D-bag.
He follows me. This guy's hating on me and he follows me. He loves me. He's obsessed. That's what it is.
I guess, man. That's weird. He's a Braves fan, so maybe he's sad.
Someone asked about the availability on the roster, what they have left. So we know that Adu, by the way, he does not have eligibility. I know his mom tweeted something like a couple of days ago, sharing pictures of him after his surgery. He does not have eligibility, as far as I know, unless they're trying to sneak some medical red shirt in there. And I don't know, like if you look at his 4 years, like he has played up. He does. I don't know how you sneak a red shirt out of that. I don't think they're going to. He's gone.
Who are you talking about? Sorry,
Jonas Adu.
Oh, okay. No, he gone.
I don't think Adu Thero comes back. So there's two. Big Z is out.
But Razorback update said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. There's kind of some belief going around that there's a possibility Knox might test the NBA waters, that he might actually go. You can go to the combine. You can go to their where they, I guess it's their NBA combine, but there's something else you can go be a part of. As long as you don't hire a agent, you're fine. I think that's still the rule.
Isn't that stupid? Because they have agents for NIL already.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
We should just dead that. By the way, on Carter Knox, I am curious to see what he does because his brother just committed to South Carolina today.
I don't see him leaving for South Carolina though.
Nah, you wouldn't think so, right?
No chance.
Why did his brother go there? Was his brother a lesser of a player, I'm presuming?
I'd be shocked if he I think the more likely scenario would him try the NBA because he tore it up. I mean, he was the opposite of Big Z. Like he was the opposite, where Big Z scored 6 total points in postseason combined SEC tournament and NCAA tournament. I think Big Z had 6 points. Like Carter Knox just turned it on. I think he's going to be a big NIL boost. I think he's going to get a nice little extra.
He went full on March Devo.
Yeah. Boogie Fland, I still think probably goes, even if he's not a lottery. I don't think he'll be a lottery.
I would be astonished if Boogie came back.
So they should have, and the question is going to be, do they fill up the full 15 with? I mean, they will do that like they did last year. I think they had the full 15, but it was not like quality, right? You had the 9 guys. You're going to have Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, the Springdale kid, Sealy, and then the Lebanese professional, the 6'9" kid, who, by the way, has 4 years of eligibility, Kareem Rattel. I love his size. I'd love to see his game translate here. I don't know what to make of him just yet.
How much does he weigh? I want to know. I don't know. Every freaking announcement I've seen,
it's different.
I always see height. Well, I've just never seen his weight. I've always seen height.
I swear I saw somewhere where they had him listed at you know what? I'm not even going to say because it's probably wrong, and I might be getting him mixed up with another player. I swear I've seen
Ryan Jones. Sorry, man. I was answering a thing. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I swear I've seen Rattel's weight in different spots. But what I was saying, though, I think of the guys that are coming back, Trevon Brazile, I think, is going to be back. DJ Wagner, Carter Knox, Billy Richmond, those guys will be back.
I think that's the core of the team, to be honest. So
I'm
good with that. Ryan Jones, I was going to say, Kobe committed to them today via Joe Tipton. Yep. So he is a South Carolina Gamecock.
Wait, who's that?
Kobe Knox.
Oh, yeah, Kobe. Yeah. He did indeed. He committed to South Carolina.
South Carolina's trying.
Tell me why ain't nothing but. Yeah, Cletus says Billy is coming back. Yeah, Billy. Yeah, looks like Billy is coming back. They're gonna have room for. I mean, after again, Acuff, Thomas, Sealy, and Kareem. I think they're gonna have room for at least 2-3 more guys. And then, of course, Big Z's, like we said, Big Z's out. I don't think Adu Thero comes back. I mean, it's not so much about production as it is just the way this works with the NBA. Film matters. Production matters. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But it's always about, projection. And having a guy who's like a combo 3, who's 6'8", what is he, 6'8", 6'9", something like that, who has the kind of reach, the ability to finish at the rim,
and he's a dog.
He's just a dog. He's physical. will fight for loose balls and rebounds, even though that wasn't really his thing. He can be an absolute. He could have been a huge difference maker had he been healthy for Arkansas, and obviously without Boogie, could have been a big piece of this puzzle. And I really think his coming back was like too little, too late. He was out of it for too long. It's just so hard. We know this with Nick Smith. We've seen this before with past players where they're out for an extended amount of time. Hell, Brazil last year, and this year it took him a while to get it going. Of course, he was getting more minutes because of Adu Thero being out. But I really think Thero just he is.
I don't know, man. I argue. You think we would have lost that Kansas game without Boogie? He was pretty good in that game. He wasn't so good in the Texas Tech game, but the Kansas game, I thought Boogie was pretty important.
Good. He was a good piece. Yeah, Boogie did well. Yeah. But I would make the argument that I don't know that Arkansas gets to where they're at. You could say without Wagner at the point, he wasn't elite, but no one else played the point like he did. They tried Billy Richmond. We know Boogie. We know Boogie was just didn't seem to work. The offense didn't seem to flow as well, even though he's a great cutter, great scorer, a guy that could hit it from just about anywhere on the floor, right? But he just wasn't cut out to play the point. Wagner was the guy, but I would argue like without Brazil and without Adu, you don't advance in the tournament. Hell, you may not make the tournament without those two guys. So they got to get Brazil back. To me, it's a must. I
didn't even know he had any eligibility left till the other day, and I was like, wait, he can come back.
He's got one more year.
Needs to come back. You wouldn't think he'd test in NIL, NBA waters, do you?
Well, a couple of years ago, he was being projected. I think it was NBC Sports.
He was up there.
I don't remember if it was who else, but yeah, he was projected at one point for like a solid month. He was like a not a lottery, but like a 17th, 18th overall spot in the first round. And then he just fell back. And then, of course, the injury didn't help. But and he never really came back until the tail end of this season when he got more minutes. And he just everything just started to click for him. And I wonder, too, though, like Brazil flourished when he had someone like Adu Thero or even Big Z splashing threes. That's when he excelled, man. When he had someone else to help kind of take the pressure off down and around the post, or you had Big Z stretching the floor out, he excelled. So and also with, again, Wagner at the point who wasn't afraid to feed him every now and then. He is a big who can shoot the three. He can do that. He may not be Big Z size, but he can stretch the floor a little bit. And
I think he's a good 4, for sure.
And not only that, but like, think of his cleanups around the rim, his putback dunks, like if someone missed around the rim, he'd come out of nowhere and just, big dunk, big play. That's who he is. And at the time when he was being projected so high, those are the things he was doing. So I don't think he'll try. I mean, he might, who knows, right? He might go and try the NBA waters or whatever. Hopefully he doesn't hire an agent. So you got to get Brazil back. But yeah, there's going to be several spots open. But again, Brazil, Wagner, Knox, Richmond, those are the guys I think most likely come back and you need to have back. And like you said, those are your core guys.
Yeah.
So
I think it's important because it gives Cal something to build on instead of going, I need to get a whole new effing team,
Yeah.
Which I think is important because you have your culture established, you have your system, people who already know your system there that can help, actually teach the newer guys. And this way you're adding pieces instead of buying a new puzzle.
Yeah. I like that I think that seems to be the angle that he wants to take. He wants guys that have played together and a little bit older too, right? Like that's something his teams were always criticizing, maybe why they struggled to advance, because he was always reloading. Like he always had 2 or 3 freshmen in his starting lineup. DC Kyle says, I'll take Brazil. Well, nice try on the spelling there, Kyle. Come on, Kyle.
I spell it like that a lot. How do you spell it?
Well, it's one too many L's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I spell it like that a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dang, he kind of nailed it. Guess
Cletus, I love that name. Cletus Morel. Knox and Thero
might
Might test the waters. Knox is more likely to come back, while Theo is more likely to go pro. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Let's go. Nate Ament. Let's talk about him for just a second. If
Did
you
you watch
guys
the game last night? The All-American game?
I did not. I didn't get to watch.
Clutch.
Okay, I take that back. I got to watch because I was watching the Razorbacks play. By the way, they didn't run rule Grambling last night, and they struggled in Dickey Stevens Park.
So did the cameraman.
Well, it wasn't the cameraman's fault. It was apparently Dickey Stevens doesn't have any Wi-Fi.
Is it made of lead?
I don't know. And I hear good things about that ballpark, but where is it located?
Not too far from War Memorial.
It's not in a good spot. And I don't know how many people on Twitter were like, man, if you get back to your car and it hasn't been keyed or broken into, you could chalk that up as a dub when you go to Dickey Stevens.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
Nate Ament, 6'9", 5-star forward, 185 pounds, unanimous top 5 player, I think, just about everywhere on recruiting sites, has delayed his announcement. On Tuesday, ESPN's Paul Biancardi reported that Ament is postponing his decision date, initially on tap to coincide with that night's McDonald's All-American game. Again, I didn't get to catch all of it. I heard Ament wasn't phenomenal, but was still pretty strong. But his quote is, "I'm just not 100% yet." Ament said at the event, "I want to take some extra time to be completely confident in my choice." NIL. I will connect with the people in my circle and I will connect with the people in my circle.
Bro, it's a group effort these days, man. He's asking his dad.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of always been that way. But he says, and we'll also be interested to see some transfer portal moves now that the tournament is coming to a close. Listen, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's NIL. Most people have pointed that this is probably an NIL thing. We see this all the time when a player of this pedigree, a high 4 or a 5-star, like in Ament's case, pushes back his announcement or whatever, delays. That's the first thing people toss up is, well, maybe it's NIL. I think it could just be that he wants to make sure that, maybe Duke's the right place. I'm sorry, that he wants to go somewhere.
I think he's going to Duke with Boozer.
Yeah.
I really do. But
I don't know that. I don't know, man. There's no crystal ball last I checked for him anywhere. But who knows? This could be an up in the air, with Tyson. Who knows, right? With the chicken man. And I know they're not supposed to talk, right? That's the thing. You're not supposed to talk about NIL. That's unless you're talking with portal players. I guess the rule is fine there. But when it comes to high school recruits, you're not supposed to.
The rules are so garbage right now, dude. Like, a bunch of bullshit.
It's so stupid. You don't know. You don't really know what to believe anymore, other than if you think there's something sus going on or red flags, there probably is. But I always say you got to have evidence. You got to have proof. You can't just throw things at the wall and hope they stick, which is what a lot of people do. I don't know if that's the case with him. He may just really want to clear. He wants a clear head, clear mind. Would be awesome to get him here, but I'm not holding my breath. I think he ends up at Duke. That's fine though. Anywhere but Kentucky.
Fair.
But Duke, Kentucky, and Arkansas, I think, are the believed final 3.
Somebody in chat said they had him as a Louisville. Yeah, Jeremy Robinson.
Maybe it is Louisville. Maybe Louisville.
The lineup for the McDonald's game has Ament going to Louisville. Maybe
it was. So maybe it was. He cut his list down to 4. That's right.
I'm sure Duke's in there.
Yeah. Ty, I hope you had a good vacation. Proud of the team. This was a successful year. I appreciate you, Hog Blitz. Thanks,
you think Cal's giving him the full court press right now?
Who? Nate Ament?
Nate Ament. I wonder how much he's pushing him versus spending money on a older, more experienced, proven player.
Here's the thing.
Ament's a little skinny he's a good player, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's kind of skinny.
I don't know what all the teams look like in the Final Four outside of Duke with, Cooper Flag, but like Auburn, what's the thing that they have that like nobody else has? And they may be the team to win it all. I think what?
Old dudes,
older dudes, older players. It's not to say that they don't have some youngins, and it's not to say that there aren't some youngins in this group of Final Four teams, but like it really seems that having older, mature,
bigger, stronger,
35-year-old divorced
grown man strength
dads on your roster.
Yeah.
It
Uncle
really
Bucks.
seems like that is the key to success, because we've seen this, maybe not winning the whole thing, but listen, if you're good enough to make the Final Four and you start looking at some of the reasons, there have been several teams over the years that had some older guys, and maybe their whole roster, maybe their rotation wasn't all older dudes, but it seemed like the three guys that held it down are their top three players, whether it be, a guy, playing the point or your big man down low, if there is really such a thing as that anymore. It seemed like they were older. Like they held it down. They didn't freak out. They made the shots at the free throw line. They didn't, they had ice in their veins when it mattered. Like you've seen this time and time again in the tournament, in the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight and the Final Four. And those teams seem to have the best odds at winning it when they have an older roster. Auburn is a clear picture of that, even though I think Duke has more talent than Auburn, but like,
how many years has this team at Auburn been together?
I have no idea.
Continuity is another thing I think that's real big.
It feels like Broom has been there forever.
Yeah.
Auburn is favored over Florida at 58%, by the way, according to the game odds by ESPN Bet. I was going to pull up some BroThrow stuff too here in a second, but I would rather, to your point, I would rather go with the older guy. I'm just going to be real. Nate Ament would be amazing. Of course, we're going to lose our minds if he did flip to Arkansas. We're going to go crazy. It would be a huge get for the Hogs. But like, this class is pretty sound, and if you can go and get a guy that a little bit older, who's kind of been there, and
Pringle,
Pringle's a really good example. Let's look at some of these.
I stole that from Steven 1383.
Yeah.
He said the age and beef is why a guy like Pringle entices me. That's for real.
Duke has vets on the bench. The more I think about it, because I have Florida beating Auburn, and I think I would change that to Auburn over.
Boy, if Florida plays like they did against Texas Tech, they're going to get their ass whooped against Auburn.
They're going to get smoked.
Auburn's still pretty good.
Yeah. Auburn's better than Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, without a doubt.
Substantially. I think Auburn would spank Texas Tech.
Peanut Butter Posse's right. Duke's got vets on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at some of these options for Arkansas out of the transfer portal. By the way, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Shout out to, of course, the Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys a lot. You help keep this ship afloat along with the sponsors. So, YouTube ad revenue is crap these days. They take like 30 or 40% of super chats. It's just cheeks, bro. So Patreon really carries this thing. So I do appreciate you guys. And of course, sponsors like Direct Service Overhead and BroThrow do the exact same. All right, let's pull up these possible. There you go.
I didn't even like bring up I didn't even plug myself the other day.
I know. And you need
I don't care.
They
know who we are.
This is the big one.
Literally. Yeah, the UAB kid.
Mm-hmm. Yaxel Lendeborg.
Okay.
I was watching highlights on him, and his name was pronounced like 3 different ways. But I think it's Yaxel Lendeborg. 6'9", 240. Kind of can do a little bit of everything. 18 points, 11 boards, 4 assists, 52% shooter. Of course, we know he's probably getting the vast majority of those around the post. He's a post guy. Love his size, love his physicality that he plays with. I can't play these videos because YouTube has really been on top of some of this stuff about,
Yeah, 6'9", 240. That's kind of boy I'm talking about, man. Like a big dude. You know what I mean? And how old is he? I don't know if it has his age. I
have no idea. He's a senior.
That's fine.
I think.
Okay, well, that's good. He's an older player.
I want to say he's like 20 or 21. But
yeah.
Anyways, I can't play his highlights, but I can show you obviously this stuff. Here's some of his career, his 2 years at UAB. So he must have been I don't know his past. He must have been a JUCO because they don't have where he was at. He's a senior. Again, I got this kid's name like yesterday, and I added him. If you're a Patreon member, you've got the list of names with their stats in Patreon, in the Patreon Discord. Tusk Talk Discord. But 17 points. This is what stands out to me right here, baby. Almost 18 points, 11 boards a game. Sign me up, son.
Trying to see this. Hang on a second.
Say what?
These letters are small, dude. Here we go. Got to put on my goggles. All right, now I can read them.
People compare Yaxel to Obi Toppin when he was at Dayton. Does anyone know? Was he at JUCO or something? Like, where was he the 2 previous years? So he does have 1 year of eligibility. He's about 35% career from the 3. Of course, he's probably a low. Looks like he's not a real high.
Look at his field goal percentage. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a post guy. I mean,
he makes it half the time every time.
Look at the free throw percentage numbers, man. Almost 78%. And his career, he's averaged almost 16 points a game. And of course, that's the 2 years, 23, 24, 24, 25 at UAB. So he is a career double-digit guy, and he's a career double-double guy. And look at this. This is the other thing. By himself, he averages over 3 offensive boards per game. Like, you talk about the things that Arkansas was missing. What was it? It was rebounding.
Yes.
Rebounding was atrocious. You go back to Texas Tech.
Oh, that was so crazy. That one run where we had they had like 10 rebounds in one go. I was like, talking about padding stats.
They had multiple offensive possessions where they had at least 2 offensive boards on the same offensive possession. That's the thing when you go back, and I haven't rewatched the whole game. I watched highlights, as painful as it was. They had 22 offensive rebounds. They had double your offensive boards, and you had 11 offensive rebounds. So this is a guy that might help you out in that department.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had 51 total rebounds to your 39, and it's not like Arkansas doesn't have some size. Oh, here we go. Ryan Jones has got us. Okay, he did play JUCO. All right. Yaxel spent his first 2 years at JUCO and Arizona Western. Oh, okay. Look at that. Was a NJCSS All-American both years. He's just got to be a must-get. He's going to be I think that's going to be a high-level NIL guy. That's
he's going to be experienced. All right, he's going to be expensive.
Expensive, yeah. Here's another one.
And expensive.
Yeah. I got to shut down these. I've got too many
I was grabbing my glasses and unplugged my camera somehow.
So, yeah. Who do we got next? Keyshawn Hall is another one. 6'7", 235. This is another guy that's damn near double-double. A little bit more offensive output. 6'7", 235 from Cleveland, Ohio. Played at UCF.
That's the kid Muss basically had, right?
I don't remember, dude.
So I have notes about him that before Muss left, like this kid wanted to be a Razorback. But I guess Muss leaving wasn't the reason that they didn't take him.
It might have been.
I don't know.
But his career numbers, I mean, my God, he's almost 37% outside. He's an 82% free throw percentage shooter. That's big time. Close to 2 assists a game, 6 boards. He's a 1 offensive board per game kind of guy, and that's fine because I don't know where.
That's not his job. He's a guard.
18 points per game, almost 19 points a game last year, 7 boards. Last year, he averaged over 2 assists. He shot about 43%. And it looks like he took about three attempts per game, made about 1.4. But again, 82% at the line. Does have the ability to kind of stretch the floor out a little bit. He's played at 3 different schools, UNLV, GMU, and UCF. So,
yeah, with the way our offense operates, I mean, you need to be able to shoot free throws. For sure.
Cletus says Yaxel shoots 35% as a 4-man, which is solid. Yeah.
He's a 4 or 5, Yaxel.
Probably would play the forward spot. Would probably be a 4.
Yeah.
I mean, he does play like a center. I mean, he again, 6'9", 240. And I kind of wonder if that number's not outdated, if he's not like pushing 250. He just plays so fierce. But Keyshawn Hall, 6'7", 235. We've also got So you have to do this. There's no way to just like flip to the next. I have to go back. There's Markel Sutton. No. Lamar Wilkerson.
Yeah.
This is the guy. I don't know if we have an update on him, if he is still available.
From Ashdown, Arkansas.
He's from Arkansas. 6'5".
Promise you that guy wants to be a hog.
He's 21 points a game, 4 boards, almost 48% overall shooter. Lamar Wilkerson would be such a great get, man.
I'm looking up to see what we're looking like. You know, I will say Cal sure does take his time bringing in transfers, doesn't he?
Oh,
yeah, like he did that last year too.
No, he had to put together a team quick. Remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he got on campus. And he just kind of had to throw out. You know, I mean, it wasn't full on like Eric Musselman. Like,
yeah, maybe I'm used to Musselman speed.
Musselman, it's like bing bang boom. You know, and remember he caught a lot of criticism for that. He just wouldn't wait, and that was the thing. I can remember people in Patreon Discord, in Tusk Talk Discord, talking about that. Like he's too quick on the draw. He's just grabbing whoever. He's not really thinking this out. And some would argue, well, that might have something to do with, you know, NIL not being where it should be, and him just, you know, trying to jump on whoever, you know, who he thought had the most upside. This is another high free throw percentage guy. Lamar Wilkerson does a lot here, man. 40% outside, and he's averaging
3 is crazy.
He's averaging 5 attempts a game outside, making about 2 per game. 35 minutes a game last year, almost 21 points a game. I mean, Wilkerson, I think, is still available. What's chat saying?
From everything that I was just looking up. It's actually kind of quiet about him right now. But yeah, I think he's still available.
6'5", 205. He's from Ashdown. He's a hometown kid. I mean, you want to stretch the floor. You got a guard that could be pretty dynamic. This has got to be the guy. Now, I haven't watched a ton on Lamar, but this is just someone who, obviously, the senior part's what's really, like, you really like that. He's an upperclassman. You want to build an older roster. Well, I mean, you know, look no further.
Yeah, and I think those last 2 players between Yaxel and Wilkerson are the 2 biggest pieces we need. We need a perimeter guy, and we need a good, you know, I don't know. I guess we need a center, really. But what is that guy? That guy's a
Wilkerson would be a guard.
No, the Yaxel.
Oh yeah, no, he's a
4, right?
I think he'd end up playing the 4 spot. I mean, it just kind of depends on how Cal kind of builds that roster, and you know, we can't forget he's got guys coming in, freshmen that are signed up that are going to be here, but maybe he plays the 5. Yaxel's got to be a must. The same with Lamar Wilkerson. Again, I don't know how many guys they're going to take out of the portal. I really don't know. The belief sure seems to be that they're going to take, you know, with every spot lost, they're going to try and fill that spot. You know, with Big Z out, well, obviously they're going to fill that spot.
Big Z entering the portal was interesting to me.
Yeah.
I honestly, with him, like, I wonder if he got pushed out. And I know that sounds weird, but with him jumping over from Kentucky with Cal already, you'd think, you know, something kind of built there, unless he like wanted more money or something. Yeah, let's get into this guy.
I don't know. Nick Pringle, 6'10". There's your if you want to replace Big Z with someone who's, you know, at least got some size.
Yeah.
Right there's a guy. Pringle,
veteran, and experience.
Knows the SEC. I mean, look at that. 2 years at Alabama and then last year at SC. He's never, obviously the offensive output was better at South Carolina last year. But he's definitely he's a big who could go up and grab some boards. He averaged almost 2, both at Alabama and SC, averaged about 2 offensive boards per game.
Yeah, I remember when he was on Alabama, actually.
Not atrocious as a free. I mean, you know, he's not going to get a lot of options. He's not going to get a lot of opportunities, rather, at the free throw line. But
Jeremy Robinson said, "I would bet my life that Big Z got told to hit the portal."
I think so.
Mm-hmm. He just isn't strong enough, dude. in the center. He's good on the perimeter. He's going to be a great player, maybe in a different league.
I think there's a strong argument to be made that what he did in postseason or the lack, and it's not like Cal
very hot and cold, very hot and cold.
Well, it's not like Cal. Obviously, he didn't get a ton of minutes. I mean, I think he averaged in all postseason games. I'm not sure that he broke 12 minutes in total play. So the more physical the game got, the faster the game got, Big Z's at a disadvantage. And you're gonna have to replace that size, but you're not gonna get a 7-footer who's shooting 36% outside.
Well, it was kind of weird. Did you notice it was specifically in the Texas Tech game? He was trying to drive the lane. I'm like, dude, you don't have the handles for that.
Yeah, no 7-footer does. Like,
nah.
It's just not going to be
It was weird. Maybe he was, I don't know.
You wonder, like, if he hadn't floated around the perimeter so often on offense, would Arkansas, of course they would have been a better offensive rebounding team. Like,
can't get rebounds if you're riding the perimeter the whole time waiting for a three. You're a center, dude.
He's all the way out. And I think that's part of what Cal wanted him to do, because that's why he did it so often. That's why he took as many opportunities out there, contested or not. He was going to try. First off, if you gave him an open look, he never passed it up. And for the most part, you don't mind that when he's shooting close to 40%. Like, he is your best statistically. He's your best 3-point shooter. You want him to take that shot, but it's also a conundrum because you would also love that 7-footer to play closer to the perimeter, closer to the post, to gobble up some offensive boards, to get more second chance opportunities, something Arkansas was abysmal at. And yeah, of course it would have helped, but then you've also got the 7-footer who can knock down threes. So it's like, I don't know.
I just think it's more important to have a stouter center and a better to be, you know what I mean? Let the guards shoot threes and stuff like that.
Well,
we need to be able to drive the damn lane and get some rebounds if we need to.
I thought what was missing, first off, like, they didn't have much of a mid-range game this year.
Yeah.
And that's something that's missing in the NBA.
Where's Jimmy Witt when we need him?
They don't have a mid-range, like, their mid-range game wasn't super strong. Don't get me wrong, there were guys that can knock down the 15-footers. They had a couple of guys that were capable. Nelly showed signs of that. DJ Wagner showed signs of that, but they weren't real strong. It was like, I don't know, if they couldn't get cleanups around the rim, or if they couldn't drive the paint, if they couldn't knock down threes, which they weren't a good 3-point shooting team most of the year, they were going to be in some trouble. They had to win games by either finding a way to get to the free throw line, making those shots, or just driving the paint. And maybe you could bring the opponent down to your level, get them into some foul trouble, soften them up, change the way they're playing on defense, open up lanes. That's why not having Boogie Flan for as long as they didn't have him, despite the fact that it ended up being a net positive because Wagner took over the point. But that's like, I think had Boogie been available for the SEC tournament and Arkansas had 1, 2, or 3 of those, would have really set them up, I think, to go on an even better run in the NCAA tournament. And because you'd have another cutter to the rim. You'd have a guy who could knock down the mid. He had mid-range game. Boogie Flan had a mid-range game. He absolutely could open things up. He's a 3-level scorer, not an elite 3-point guy, but he could be a 3-level scorer if he wanted to, which is why he's so attractive to the NBA, and he's so quick off the dribble and great handles. Might become a decent point guard at the next level, maybe. He's more like a combo 2, I think, in the league, but we'll see. But anyways, their defense, without a doubt, was a big part of why they were able to turn the season around and why they were able to knock down big leads and get themselves back into games. You think back to the Alabama game, and unfortunately, they just didn't have enough horses in the barn to hang on to a 16-point lead against Texas Tech. But yeah, you're looking at these options. Nick Pringle, I mean, you're not talking about a cutter here. You're talking about a center. You're talking about a 6'10", 220, 4 or 5 piece there. Yeah. If you could go get him, he's a 6 boards per game, 10 points.
He's an SEC player.
That's an SEC guy through and through. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to go get Jonas Adu here, but a veteran who was thought of pretty highly at Alabama for a little while.
Yeah, I remember when we played him. I think with the Must team a couple years ago.
Ty Big Z because he had some issues, but we won a couple of games because of it. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can't completely. Yeah,
I'm not gonna trash him because he's leaving. I think he was awesome.
Yeah.
He just wasn't tried, like, in my opinion, he wasn't stout enough to be a center in the SEC.
Well, that just wasn't who he was, right? I mean, he wanted to be a stretch. He wanted to be a stretch four. He wanted to be a stretch outside. He thought he was a wing.
Right.
And that's just, when you're 7 foot, like, we'd prefer you to be closer to the perimeter and knocking down or getting some easy shots. And I don't know. I got to disagree about Boogie not being an elite 3-point guy. His 3-point percentage wasn't crazy, but so many of his threes were off the dribble. He was a knockdown, catch and shoot threat. Yeah, but I mean, I don't disagree with that. He was known as a guy who was a good floor stretcher, great perimeter player. Yeah, but the numbers do speak for themselves. It's not like college football where you can look at a quarterback's pass completion numbers and go, oh, well, yeah, but look at the amount of drops or look at how many times he was pressured. It's a little bit different. Like, being able to create your own shot is a part of being a great perimeter player. And yeah, his 3-point percentage wasn't great. Even when he was healthy, I think most of the time it was like 30%, 32% maybe. Maybe he can become, if we're talking elite, like, that number's way higher and the amount of shots made per game is way higher. Maybe he can develop into an elite 3-point guy. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be his game in the NBA. But that doesn't mean he can't be someone who can knock down a couple of threes, who can't get red hot outside. Crazy shit happens all the time in the NBA. You'll get someone who's, just opening things up outside, knocks down 6 threes, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. Did you see Joe, former Razorback? Did you see what he did the other night?
Joe Johnson?
No, Isaiah Joe.
Oh, Isaiah Joe. No, I did not. I don't watch NBA. I don't know why.
He's going to pull up what he did. But he had a night like that. He went completely off. Not that he came out of nowhere. Oh, my God. I can't even pull up his... There we go.
You said Joe. I was like, is Joe Johnson still playing basketball, bro?
No. Well, who's the only other Joe in the NBA? Come on. You're killing me. Isaiah Joe.
I forgot about Isaiah Joe, dude. Straight up, like, completely forgot about him.
Still can't believe that dude slipped as far as he did in the draft. I'm still surprised by that. I really thought he was going to be at the tail end of the first round, but he had a night the other night. I was trying to pull up his numbers. Dude just went off. I can't find it. He's averaging 10 points on the year. Not bad. 44% shooter. Someone's going to call it before I even get to it.
Yeah, they are.
Did they already nail it? It was against Chicago, right?
I have no idea.
I'm asking chat. I know you don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went 8 of 14 outside. Now, again, that's not a big shocker. He had 31 points, man, off the bench.
Holy crap.
3 for 3 at the line, 10 of 17, 24 minutes. 24 minutes, and this dude was 8 of 14 outside. Couple boards. Thought maybe he had more than he only had 1 assist, but 31 points. He was plus 14 in the plus minus.
He's shooting like 55%, dude. That's crazy.
Jeez, dude. I mean, they as a team shot 54%. That's insane. So, anyways, my point being, you just never know. But to be fair, that is who Joe is. He's a 3-point shooter. I'm not trying to compare him to Boogie, but I don't know. Maybe he could turn into something great. But his numbers really didn't indicate that. And he didn't look to me like someone. He looked to me like if you gave him an open shot, he could make it. Like that was going to be his thing. Wasn't super great about, just knocking him down left and right. He never really showcased that. I would like to see him come back and see him grow into that role where, you feel pretty confident with him trying to knock down the three, trying to open things up a little bit. But yeah, so Nick Pringle, Lamar Wilkerson, Markel Sutton, Keyshawn Hall, and of course Yaxel Lendeborg. Those are just some of the names. There's going to be room. Of course, we're still waiting on, Nate Ament. We'll see what happens with him. Again, he's a part of the 2025 class, by the way, 5-star forward. We still got a long ways to go. Like the portal season's going to be interesting. We're going to try and keep up with it as best we can. I was going to say really quick, about the spring camp. I've been talking with some people about the Razorbacks offensive line. And it sounds like, Travis.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm looking.
they're looking at Corey Robinson at left tackle. No surprise there. Carmona at left guard. Caden Kittler at center. Marion Harris getting some time at right guard. And Shaq McCroy, the Oregon transfer at right tackle. Starting to sound like they're getting pretty they're pretty solidified. I talked with Courtney Mims in Discord about it, and I've talked to a couple other media people who've been at practice. They're starting to get a little solidified on the offensive line.
If they're putting Shaq McCroy on the outside, they must have a little faith in him.
Well, I mean, that's his natural spot, though, right? I mean,
is it? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure where he came from.
I think he's most likely.
I know they usually, if they don't have as much faith in you, they usually shift you inward. In the line, you're going to be.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
maybe that's just how we did it.
Like a different caliber of player, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not looking for a 6'7" center. You want that center. I mean, I was probably a prototype. Again, I'm not bragging on myself, just talking about my size. I was listed at 6'2". What was I at Fayetteville? 6'2", 270.
So you got to be like 6'4" now. Did you get taller?
No, I'm not 6'4".
Every time I stand up next to you, I'm just like, "What's up, dude?"
I'm not 6'4".
I'm just really short.
I think I'm a tall 6'2" or a short 6'3".
I'm a solid 5'9".
Bigger than
no, I don't know what I am. I'm 5'10", 5'11", something like that.
Typically, your interior players are going to be a little bit built lower to the earth, and your tackles are 6'6", 6'7". Every once in a while, you see a 6'5" guy, but rarely do you see that like 6'3", 6'4" tackle. Not saying they don't exist, but Shaq McCroy is a monster. 6 foot. I think he's 6'8".
Yeah, he's big dude, man.
Dude is massive, man. Standing next to him on the one day of camp I got to go to, he was huge. Not quite Dan Skipper, but like, holy crap. But I talked to some people. Listen, it is just spring camp. You got to take it with a grain of salt, as I always say when I talk about spring camp. But Corey Robinson is the real deal at left tackle, and Fernando Carmona has been really good at left guard. I've got some more stuff I'm going to talk to Patreon supporters about with this offensive line. Some more things I'm hearing. But it is good. I'll say this. It is good that it's sounding like this is starting – we're at the halfway point, and it's starting to sound like we've got a pretty good idea of what the starting five looks like for Arkansas up front, at least so far. I think Marion Harris might catch some competition.
Who's backing him up right now?
Well, it would probably be at the right guard spot, Keyshawn Blackstock, or I know they're big on Blake Cherry, the freshman, the 6'5". What is he, 6'5", like
no Kobe Brenham, bro?
No, who?
Kobe Brenham.
Brenham's in there. Brenham's in there somewhere.
He's probably in the 2 deep for sure.
I know Bubba Craig, Zuri Madison missed some time, and I don't know if he's back yet or not. I think he is back. Zuri Madison had missed some time.
Johnny Young, I was actually going to get to that. Johnny Young said you forgot about Jayden Quaintance.
Oh, I did forget about Jayden Quaintance. You're right.
I was going to bring him up, but we jumped into football.
Well, I thought I had him up. I have all these. Dude, I have 5,000 tabs up.
My only thing about Jayden Quaintance, man, is I'm a little snake bit from how he's fresh off an ACL surgery.
Yeah, he is.
So it makes me a little snake bit because of what happened last year with everything. You know what I mean? Going, man, we don't want to get a guy and burn a ton of NIL money, because we will burn NIL money getting that kid. It you know what I mean? To use X amount of the cap to get that guy, and he's injured half the season, and it's same deal.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull him up. Hang on.
But
someone broke something in Discord, and I was like, what?
Yeah, but Quaintance put on. I mean, he was putting on, or he was looking really good last year at Arizona State. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice. I was trying to. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Like I said, I've got bajillion tabs up on my screen,
dude. And the thing, I bet Arizona State's really mad with the money they invested in him, because he's not even 18 yet, so he couldn't go into the draft this year.
Yeah.
So he's literally not old enough. So
here he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll turn 18 this year, so he'll be able to go into the draft after this year. But yeah, see that's I would take him also.
Yeah, that ACL thing always. I mean, you kind of experiment.
Brazil, with,
you had that issue. We had Brazil
did do it twice though.
You don't know what you're getting with someone like this, but 9 boards or 9 points, 8 boards per game.
They went 13 and 20 this year though.
Yeah, they were bad. They were really bad.
Yeah. I bet they were mad about the bag they dropped on him, dude.
Yeah. He had in his last game that he played, which was on the 23rd of February. That can't be right. Did he? I thought okay. No, that's right. He had 18 points, 7 boards.
He lives in the paint, man.
Yeah.
As he should. He's a forward,
He did have a 20.7 board game against UCF, as you can see there on the screen. I thought he had one other game that was kind of he had here's his another double 19 points, 11 boards. He had a number of doubles here. Colorado, he had 11 points, 10 boards. He almost had a double against KU. He had 9 points, 11 boards. Yeah, they need someone to go up and grab boards, man. They need someone who, kind of like what we got out of Adu Thero in Brazil there towards the end of the year. Maybe that can help. Maybe Jayden, maybe he can be that guy. I don't know.
So, chat, would you rather have Jayden Quaintance or Yaxel? That's the question.
Oh, give me Yaxel.
Yeah, me too.
1,000%. Give me Yaxel for sure.
He's older. He's more experienced. He didn't just come off of surgery. He's probably going to be cheaper.
Yeah. And they're both similar in size. I mean, 247 has Jayden at 6'9", 230, and Yaxel's 6'9", 240. I mean, they are almost the same. Yeah, I agree with Cletus. Give me Yaxel, 100%.
Yeah, Jeremy, Aaron Torres loves Jayden.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Aaron Torres had a podcast earlier. He stopped in the middle of an airport whenever Jayden Quaintance went into the portal.
Yeah.
He's in an airport shooting a podcast about this kid.
I don't know enough about him. I mean, again,
he was committed to Cal at Kentucky, you know, and then opted not to come to Arkansas because I think because Arizona State maybe had a better offer, but I'm not 100% on that.
He was a really high 4-star, right? Isn't that what he was?
I thought he was a 5-star. I think he was a 5-star.
Oh, he was a 5-star at a high. I remember him now. I just saw his recruiting profile. I do remember him.
I was fairly confident we were actually going to get him, but at the last second,
that's right.
I think it was between us and one other school, and then he ended up going. Maybe it was between us and Kentucky or something like that.
Yeah,
and then he ended up going to Arizona State out of nowhere.
I don't know why. I just saw his. You see something or smell something, and it pops into your head. That's it.
Yeah,
I remember that his high school or his recruiting profile because of the hair.
Yeah, this hair is crazy. The only reason I remember is because I was so confident we were going to get him because I thought Cal was bringing all of his guys that I made a graphic for it. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is going to be cool. And then sure enough, I made a few graphics that didn't get used.
Yeah. Well, who knows, right? But ACL, I don't think you know how guys respond.
How's a 17-year-old respond to that?
If I remember right, he's not expected to come back till September.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's something. It's it's an ACL, dude.
Did you already say that?
No. I think when I heard the Torres thing earlier, I think it won't be till after summer. So yeah, probably September.
That's
a long time, dude.
And you start the season in November.
I was gonna say we're playing Duke in November. In the Duke.
Give me Yaxel, man. Give me Yaxel.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I would definitely. I think Jayden would be a nice little boost. But only if you whiff on Yaxel would I be okay.
True.
To be honest, I would take them both. If whatever opens up with this roster, I'd take them both.
Well, we might be able to afford them both with this
$20 million NIL.
Well, it's $20 million amongst across all sports, though, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's basketball.
Is it per
basketball?
You're sure it's not for the whole athletic department?
No, it's 20. Chat, back me up on this. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 20 million for basketball, right?
That would be wonderful. But I don't know. Yeah, chat. What'd y'all say? We need to call Courtney. Call Courtney right now.
Maybe that's a mix with NIL and the rev share, maybe. But I'm pretty sure it was $20 million for this roster. Someone had
Steven said that was
mentioned
32. I thought it was 20.5.
Tyson's special money is only for basketball. Yes, that is correct.
We can make it happen. I'm just saying with the revenue sharing, I think we're going to have a bigger. I mean, first off, all the guys that are already on the roster are going to want raises for sure.
Yeah.
Patrick thinks I'm right. 20 mil for all sports.
I don't know.
Revenue shared is total 32, I think.
Arkansas. I'm looking it up on Twitter.
Yeah,
I saw this on Twitter.
I don't know where I saw that at, but
Arkansas
I swear to God, it's like, yeah, X amount of revenue sharing money. Now, that doesn't include all the other NIL money, but X amount of revenue sharing is only for what I saw was for across all sports.
Arkansas NIL revamp under John Calipari as the Razorbacks in the Sweet 16. This is, of course, back on March 22nd from On3. Arkansas hit $10 million on this year's roster.
Yeah, I knew we had a $10 million roster this year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still think it's $20 million.
I hope it is. That would be wonderful. It probably is $20 million with John Tyson being involved. I mean, they don't get who they want. Who they actually want them. And Cal thinks they're worth it, they're going to get them.
Well, think of it like this.
If it's a dollars and cents thing.
He's going to feel like they had 9 scholarship players that got that kind of money.
Yeah.
9. And we all know, we all feel like he's going to end up with at least 12, 11 or 12. And it's going to be a higher pedigree of player.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have more time. I think it would have to be above 10 million. At the very least, it's going to be north of 10 million. Now, the other thing, too, is it's all speculative, right? Like, they don't have to – we're not going to know for sure what they actually pay. We can only –
You're right.
We can do what On3 does and just kind of – what's the term? Guesstimate on what they're getting. I can't find anything on –
DC
I know
Kyle
I read
said, would you want another Nelly tie? Yes. Yes, we want another Nelly.
As long as Wagner's at the point – or unless you've got one of those another point guard who can feed Nelly. Yeah, I'd take Nelly in a heartbeat. Or not Nelly. Sorry. Wait, did he say Nelly or Boogie?
He said Nelly.
Oh, well.
Nelly sucked for a while, but he got it figured out.
He did eventually.
Cletus said Tyson said he is willing to pay for up to 12 players to have a deeper team this year. Let's do it, bro.
There you go. That's got to break. It's at least 15 million.
If we got 20 million, we go into the ship. I'm saying. With 10 million, we got to the Sweet 16 in the first year. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, son. I'm all about it, dude. And it's not like, oh, well, it's just about the money to advance, right? Like, what happened to Oregon? What happened to Oregon this year?
All that Phil Knight money.
All that Nike money, and they couldn't get out of the second round. Granted, they had to play Arizona, but
yeah,
still. All that money, they rumored to have had a pretty big, budget as well. We know where a lot of their NIL is going, though. A lot of it's going to football, but still, like, I know they spent a little bit of money on that roster. I mean, they've done really well recruiting. There was someone else who had a really high dollar roster.
I think Arizona State spent some pretty good money, too.
It probably was Arizona State, yeah.
Yeah. And then, God, they went 12 and 20. Whew. Woof.
Patrick says 20 mil for all sports. I thought. I don't know.
I thought that too. I hope I'm wrong, dude. Even if the cap is across all sports, we still have John Tyson and Walmart and all these other places that I'm sure they can figure something out for.
Why? Here's the thing.
I don't know how much Walmart actually helps, but
this is the question that I have about John Tyson. Does he not want football to do better?
I think he just likes basketball more.
Is he just a basketball guy?
Okay, let's think about this logically, right? If you're a guy, you know how much cheaper it is to buy a good basketball team than it is to buy a good football team?
For sure. But like, imagine if you just pulled John Tyson aside and you were like, look, Ole Miss, despite the fact, they didn't win as many games I kind of thought they would, they were damn near a playoff contender. What was one of the things they spared no expense on? It's the defensive line.
Yeah.
Like, their defensive line was incredible.
Yeah.
Just pull them aside and be like, hey, look, listen. Hey, you You want to buy us a defensive line? That's all we're asking for. Just give us like 15 million or 20 million.
I do think he's involved with football now also.
Is he?
Yeah, I watched Hog Ones. Have you watched that? The Hog one? It's a series that Cam Ball
Oh yeah.
on, and they're
I've seen like parts of some of them. Yeah,
I watched the one with Taylor Green last night, and they're sitting there eating Tyson nuggets. Like they're not eating hot wings, dipping this stuff on it. They're eating the Tyson Razorback nuggets, and they shouting them out. Like, I'll shout out Tyson, and they're all smiley. Tyson's helping with the team, bro. Like with the NIL of the team. I don't think it's just like, good. Hey, Tyson, thanks for our awesome basketball team. They're getting some money.
Most likely Hunter, because they got him on the football field. They got the logo on the field.
Right? Exactly. And there's two Tyson logos on the football field.
So
there's a Walmart logos.
It was most likely a package deal. Like, we're gonna put you on basketball, football, and maybe baseball. I don't know. John Tyson, and no, we know that, Cletus. No, we know that. Yeah, they go back.
Yeah,
they've been friends for a while. I think all thanks to he goes and eats at Herman's, right? Isn't that how he kind of met everyone? Was through
Herman's is such a small little building.
Hey, you talk about
I've never eaten there. I've heard it's amazing.
It is. So I've been told.
I need to take the wife there, dude.
Dude, we should double date there.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Since we've never been there.
Before you Amscray, we need to do that.
Right? We got time, bro.
Wait, are we really? Are there really Razorback?
Yeah,
nuggets?
there's Razorback.
You
nuggets.
Know that?
They're like this big too,
dude.
They are gigantic, bro.
They're huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bot doesn't go shopping, does he? He stays home.
Dude, you can order them from Walmart. Yeah, just order them. Every Walmart sells them.
You're supporting the Hogs, baby. One way or another.
You don't see the Arizona State Nuggets shaped like a devil thing, do you? No, you don't. Razorback Nuggets, baby. They are huge.
Are we missing anyone? Did we miss any player? I feel like we got them all. Abdi Bashir, did I show him? Abdi Bashir was the other one, really quick.
Ryan, I think they sell them at every Walmart. I'm not 100% though. No, I think we got everybody. The majority. I'm sure there's.
I don't feel like some. We did Abdi Bashir.
Chat, how we looking? No, we didn't. We sure didn't. You're right. Did he already commit?
No.
Bashar,
the kid out of Monmouth. Monmouth.
You're right. Yep. Monmouth. Yep. You're right. We didn't do him.
Right there he is. 6'7". Golly, dude. 6'7", 160 pounds. Bro is built like Snoop Dogg.
He's a 6'7" guard. That's crazy.
6'7", 160 pounds. And he's a beanpole, man. 160 pounds. I've got that like in my right chest. Is my right side of my stomach is 160 pounds, bro. 6'7", 160. Put some meat on them bones. But yeah, 20 points. Look, man, he's getting like 2 assists a game.
He is the nation's leader in 3-point makes. He's made 127 3-pointers last year.
Look at you with the stats, baby.
Dude, crazy.
I love it.
He's entered the portal and testing the NBA draft waters though also. So
I did hear that. He is interested in the NBA.
20.1 points per game this season.
Yeah, it's crazy. 86% at the free throw line, dude.
Well, yeah, he had 127 of them. He better be.
Oh, I thought you said threes. My bad. I thought you were talking about being the top 3-point player.
He is. What did I say?
I thought you said 3-point.
No, he did. Yeah, he made 127 3-pointers.
Oh, I'm talking about free throw percentage.
Oh, free throw. I'm sorry.
86%. That's absurd.
That dude can stroke it.
But he didn't get to the line a whole lot, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy.
He put 38 points on Rutgers this year and 20 on Michigan State.
Did he have a couple of games where he scored just went off?
38 points against Rutgers and 20 against Michigan State. Michigan State is in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
So the kid's
29 good. against the Elon Fighting Musks.
It reminds me of shades of Nelly Davis, though. You know what I mean? Entering the draft and I said pause. You heard me, Joe. I said pause. It reminds me of Nelly Davis, though, because he was testing the NBA waters, and I think that's a power move nowadays. When you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they enter the draft and the portal,
Yeah.
I think they're going, which one's going to pay me better? I would if it were me.
So yeah. So to your point, look at this, dude. He had 20, like you said, 20 on.
Yeah. Breaking news. Keyshawn Hall just signed with Auburn.
No shit.
Yep, he did.
Really?
That's via On3 on X.
Oh, damn it.
Damn.
Yeah, 19 points a game right there. Of course, he goes to Auburn.
Yeah, right. Mark him off the list.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Cal seems like he's moving slow. Either that or he's already got it all handled. I don't know
what the hell's going on. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to figure out like who they're going to get back and what kind of NIL offers I got to give them. But yeah, against quality teams, 20 points against Michigan State, 38 against the top 25 Rutgers.
God dang, dude.
Yeah, I mean, against Auburn, he had 15 points, 4 assists. You know, not a unbelievable game, but still really good. I mean, he had a number of 20-plus point games. So,
oh, dude, you got to read the follow-up on that.
What?
On that tweet? The tweet, the Hog Daddy dude. You got to read the follow-up later off air because you're gonna laugh.
Oh no, hold on. I want to read it. Oh my God.
I was like, holy crap.
That's first off, Hog Daddy, that is a lie.
Shout out to using the word pecker. Dude, that's awesome. Holy shit.
I don't mind.
That's so
he says I'm goated. He's goated. All right. Yeah. Just leave it at that, bro.
No,
I'm telling you, he's the number one fan.
I like that guy.
I just wish people like that, though, would use their actual names and pictures. Like, it adds a certain amount of, like, no, you actually got balls and you're really funny when you use your actual name and picture.
Right, yeah.
Instead of just using some burner account. Because then you just kind of look like it's just not as funny and you're hiding behind an avatar. At least bring out the real you so we can know who this jester is. Who's
That was pretty funny. Just the terminology is what was funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. What about Ian on the Ian Giffard? Yeah. I've heard we'll talk about it. We'll get that in Patreon chat.
Patreon.
I hope they sell hog nuggets nationwide.
I think they do. I'm not 100% sure. Why would you manufacture a product specifically for one state?
Well, yeah, think of all the money.
Yeah.
It goes into marketing and making the packaging. And
even if a kid doesn't care about sports, he's going to be like, those are huge chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Maybe you can make some out-of-staters hog fans with your delicious chicken nuggets.
Yeah, let's do it. Donate to the NIL.
All right. Oh, really quick, BroThrow. We're gonna throw that up on the screen before we hop out of here. BroThrow, Auburn, and Florida, 2.5 in favor of the Florida Gators. Travis, 159.5 on the total points on the total points scored. Sign up for BroThrow. Do it. Go do it. Promo code Tusk TUSK.
It's the only way you're gonna join. It's an exclusive club.
It's an exclusive club.
BroThrow. Hey, so you got Florida? I got Auburn. I'll bet you $1.
I don't know, man. And that game's coming up too. Like it's coming. I love the 5:09 p.m. tip off, by the way.
Yeah, and it'll be 5:34. You know what I mean? They're always late.
It's so funny. 5:09. They're like on the dot. 5:09. But again, go check out BroThrow. You got to use that promo code to get involved. There's already a number. I mean, it's going to grow. A lot of bets the day leading up. That's going to grow. Plenty of opportunities. Peer-to-peer sports betting. It's the best around. So go check out BroThrow.
I won some money on BroThrow the other day.
Yeah. Did you lose? Did you say you lost money?
Nah, I won money, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, boy.
How much did you put down?
$100.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wanted to try it. I was plugging it on the show. I was like, I got to try this.
Yeah. I've lost
UFC.
I've lost a little bit of money on BroThrow. I think I'm down. I'm not really sure. So anyways, and of course, shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, the original sponsor of this show, the first sponsor. This man right here, Travis Ford.
Press the wrong button. I was trying to go.
Oh yeah. I can't believe this was an hour and a half. That's a good sign when you don't realize how quickly the show goes by.
Because we haven't hung out in a while, man.
Yeah.
You ditched us and went and did important family stuff.
Bruh. I know. Did I tell you I walked and listen, the guy calling me Fatty McGee on Twitter would like this. I walked 3.5 miles a day on that boat.
Boom. Joke's on you, bro.
Yeah. At least I can lose the weight one day.
You know how easy it is to lose massive amounts of weight when you're a big dude? If you just actually try, he can, if you have a weight loss challenge with a big guy, you are screwed, bro. Dude, give me one of those shirts. What the hell? Just saying.
Yeah, no. Listen, man.
I've done it, bro.
I got the Apple Watch. I'm cutting back on soda.
You got him some Lululemons.
No. I got me some new Adidas sports shorts. I'm going to try and walk. The wife was like, we're going to go walking tonight after your live show. And I'm like, no, we're not.
Dude, it's not that bad. I've done that.
So maybe I don't know.
Thank you, sir. We try. It's so much easier to do this show when he's here.
Well, it's better when you have someone to do it with, right?
Yes.
No, someone made this for the show. I didn't.
Who you gonna get?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm gonna be real with you. 2 different people made me shirts. I don't remember who made this for me, and I apologize if you're in the chat. Man, I wish I could remember. And then another one, it was the guy's wife who made it for me, who made me a shirt.
That's awesome.
So,
hey, everybody stay safe out there, by the way. These tornadoes are not playing.
Yeah.
I'm looking on Twitter. Holy crap.
Especially if you're in Northeast Arkansas. Stay safe.
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. All right, Travis, thanks again for filling in. You and Tim both. It was awesome having both of you guys fill in for me. I do appreciate that. Golly. Yeah. And everyone who's Patreon supporters, stick around. We're killing it. Patreon chat is all over this basketball portal stuff. So
I'm about to get on there right now. Catch up with the day.
Get in there. There's updates every single day from chat, and I'm posting who's ever been offered or rumored to have been offered. I'm throwing their stats up on a separate Patreon. If you're a Patreon member, you know exactly where to go. So go check it out. If you haven't already, join, sign up. It's worth it. This portal stuff moves fast, and they're all over it in that Patreon.
Clearly.
Chat. So
it moves quick.
It does move quick. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Don't know when I'll be live next, but I will be live soon again.
Fair enough.
You will hear from me maybe one more time this week. We don't have post games anymore until football, but
because we lost.
Or if Arkansas goes on a run in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament for baseball, then or in the regionals. Sorry, the regionals. Then you'll hear from me. So, all right, that's it. I appreciate everyone, and we'll see you later.
Yeah.